Okay, good morning, APCSP. I'm going to do a quick little tutorial on how to create a web page with an image and maybe a few other little tags, some of the simple ones. So just bear with me when this is the first time I've done one of these screencasts. First, I'm just going to show you as far as where you want to save your files. I have mine in the Unit 5 folder, just that's the one that goes along with this unit. I'm going to make a new folder, call it my sample pages, just so I have something to call it. This is important. You need to have your HTML file and any image files that you want to include. And later on, you'll see when we start doing CSS or JavaScript, if you keep those in separate files, you'll also want those all to be in the same folder. So for this, I'm going to put mine in my sample pages folder. And then you want to run Notepad. Hopefully you have Notepad++ already on your machine. If you don't, you're going to want to try to find it. And do I have Notepad on mine? You can also search for it. Oh, good, I have Notepad++. The reason why you want to use this one, I'm going to say no to uploading this, is it just makes it all color-coded and it makes it a lot easier to use. And you see I have a bunch of stuff in here from making quizzes for you guys. So anyway, I'm going to make a new file. And right away, I'm going to save it even before I type anything in, just so I did Control S, it didn't save. Oh, I have to type something in just real quick. Just so it color codes it. Go into that folder, Unit 5, My Sample Pages, and I'll just call it my first.html. Oops. Try not to put any spaces in the name of your file. Sometimes it'll work when you open it, but in some applications it won't. So just get into the habit of not putting any spaces in the name of your files. I'm calling this my first.html. You might want to call it index.html if you're following the guidelines that Professor Milan and Doug said in their videos. My first.html is fine. Save it. Now, I should have actually had some of this kind of easy stuff done ahead of time, but I'll put it in. You need the doc type command. You need the HTML command. And right away, whenever I type a command and I type the closing command to go along with it, just to make sure I don't forget to. Oftentimes, if you do forget, it doesn't really make a big deal, but in some browsers or some applications, it does. So make sure that you get into the habit. Open a tag. If it needs a closing tag, just put the closing tag in right away. Then I need my head. Right now, the only thing we have in the head is a title. I'm just going to put my first page. This is not really that important. The title is what goes in the top tab when you open it in a browser. So if I had a browser open, my title goes up here. So when I open my page, this will say my first page, because that's what I called it. And then close the head. The next thing is body. You can remember this, that a head goes on top of a body normally, so you can remember it that way. A few tags that you want to put in, maybe right off the bat, sorry, each one, just to have some kind of header on my page. This is my page. I always capitalize the second letter. This is my page. H1 means header or heading rather, and 1 just means this is the top level of headings. They have default fonts and font sizes with them. Later, when we start doing CSS, you'll see that you can format these so that they look better. But remember that it's not important what this looks like right now, just so that you get the sense of how to do it. I ask that you put an image on your page. I don't have any images in my folder, so I need to get some. I'm going to quick look on my desktop and just find an image. I'm sure I have one somewhere real quick that I can use, and I'll just throw it in that file. Oh, look, I have an image of a dead fish. So let me copy this, go back up to this folder, 5, put it in here, Control V it. Now I have an image of a dead fish. It's deadfish.jpg. You want that exact spelling. If you can't spell something, if it's really a big, giant, long name, copy and paste it to make sure that you do it right. So this is deadfish1.jpg. That is what goes in here, deadfish1. Story behind that is I went to a costume party as the Red Tide this year, and so I had dead fish all over a red cape. And I like to put a height in. So in case the file is giant, it doesn't look crazy on your page. And image tags don't need closing tags, so you need to put a closing there. And then if I put body, that closes my body. So right now, all this will have is a heading and an image. And I should be able to save that and then go back in the folder where it was, double click on it, open it. There's my web page. It's ugly. Most of the pages I make are ugly because I don't have artistic talents, but maybe some of you will make better ones eventually. Right now, you don't have enough skills to do that. But that's the gist of it.